on dry ice. Literally. That's fucking ice and it's not funny. You take out the trash.
Bro.
Right.
Like, bro.
That's just not funny. That's ice.
You should never throw it away.
No.
Are you serious?
Falling on dry ice is pretty diabolical. Considering, I don't know. I'm not really sure what dry ice is in this context.
Say y'all go to dinner and you invite your friends, but he didn't know. Are you expecting your boyfriend to pay for all their meals?
Yeah.
Even though he didn't know they were coming?
Me personally,
Yeah, I would.
You still want him to pay all their
Yes,
bills?
because you're a man. Like, be a man and pay for that
It's
shit.
like a way of respecting. You're respecting them in that
But
kind
what
of
if
way.
he says, like, no, I don't want to pay for their bills because like, you didn't tell me in
Then
advance?
don't come out with us. Like,
No,
why
that's
would you
it.
come out
That's
with
an
us?
argument.
It was a
Getting
y'all
them
thing, but you
out.
brought him last minute. Still, you want him to pay for it? Hell no.
Well, at least there was one person in the friends group that said, no, my man ain't gonna be doing that. Y'all gotta bring your own money.
Here's a different take. I've been called crazy or too much or too intense a really good majority of my life. Here's my perspective on it now. That crazy in me is what allows me to love as deeply and intensely as I do. That crazy in me is what drives me to put others before me 99.9% of the time, even when I probably shouldn't be. So call me crazy and tell me I'm too much and tell me I'm too intense. Okay, just know that it benefits you too. And when I pull the plug on all of it, you're going to see why, and you're going to regret it.
I see what you're saying. I think there might be a difference between crazy and driven. So, yeah. But good for you, though.
I just matched with this guy on a dating app and he immediately sent me his number. No, hi, hello, how are you? Text me, number. I'm not going to text you, but you are going to get a call from the Marines in about 5 minutes.
Somebody in the comments, a woman said, I fear that would work on me. So why you being silly? She would have been having a conversation.
The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places, what do you want then? Do you even like women? Maybe you should be dating men. These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presents. Women can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there, and they don't understand. There can only be one princess.
Yeah, men in the comments are dying because of this foolishness. Your presence. He gets your presence. Modern women, they think too much of themselves. Men are not worried about this nonsense. Imagine if he's in the restaurant and you're sitting up there just giggling and doing whatever. Not even just sitting there still, straight up, looking like a mannequin. People are going to think somebody's a psychopath over there. Those people need help because he's talking to her and she's just sitting there doing nothing, just looking straight ahead, just nodding and whatever. Is she okay? Can she talk? That's what they're going to be wondering. So y'all thinking that you just looking cute and very demure, you're looking silly and very psychopathic. Open your mouth and show your personality.
I want women, specifically bitches, because y'all the ones that mainly do this. I want y'all to understand that when y'all try to play a man's game, y'all gonna lose. You're gonna lose every time. Some awesome. These be out here, why can't I? Because they not gonna get stuck for 9 months with a child. Well, at least bearing one. And as far as STD testing, a lot of these ain't been tested and don't know what a test is. They probably think a STD is on the Constitution. Fact is, stop trying to play that game because you're going to lose. We are emotional beings. Sex is an emotional act. You do soul ties with that. You cannot be doing soul ties, be trying to do that as an emotional being, thinking that you ain't finna have no ties on you. Now you wondering why you walking around all up and discombobulated because you got all them different energies in your head, on your spirit, in your soul, and in your cooch. Some awesome. Do it. Also turkeys. Y'all finna get to doing that?
It's probably the dudes that you're messing with, to be honest. And I know modern women don't like to hear this, but at some point in time, if you keep on running to the same dudes and you have a roster and your entire roster is doing that, you got to wonder, how am I running into like the same people? How do I have the same 5 to 10 or however many dudes you have on your roster? Oh, I don't have any roster. How do you have the same 1 to 2 dudes that you're going back and forth ping-ponging in between? How do you keep on running into those guys?
They be quick to say, I still hit though. But for how long, Kyle? You're not gonna tell them how you couldn't last through Drake's verse in the beginning of the song?
That don't matter. See, ladies, that's why you have to be more careful about who you with. Got a little still hit though. Didn't make it. Still hit though. Work. Still hit though. Lasted 10 seconds. Still hit though. It doesn't matter what you say. If it went in, a body's a body. It doesn't matter. Sorry, Charlie. You stuck. Still hit though. Good job, Kyle.
I do not understand why any of us are single. Do you want the same things out of life? Are you able to say, I'm sorry, that was not my intention, but I understand how you might feel that way based off my actions? And then can you learn from that conversation? That's really all it takes, and yet we're all here.
So y'all, I'm hanging up my Girls Girl t-shirt. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I have come to realize that girls are freaking mean. Girls hate to see other girls win. They hate to support you. They hate that you're accomplishing your goals. They hate that anything good in your life is happening. And they especially hate when things are happening for you and they're not happening for them. You would literally tell somebody something good that happens to you and they will sit on the phone and have nothing to say. But you would always be that girl that supports everyone, that's always happy for everybody. Why do it? Why do it? You will walk into a room full of women and they will all stare at you in disgust until you leave. And you're there smiling, being nice, being pleasant. I used to always think when people act a certain way towards me that, okay, be nice, be yourself. Your personality or, you know, the way you act towards your friends or other girls will rub off on them and they'll like come to realize like, maybe I don't have to be like this. I'm realizing that's not a thing. When girls show you who they are, take it. There's a thin line between being a girl's girl and being a people pleaser. And I'm hanging that shirt up.
And this is what's wrong with this whole we're going to bind together and be against men sort of thing, right? Is because you identify yourself based on a specific gender, right? And sometimes some people identify on gender and race. And there's nothing wrong with getting together and commonality. But when you make that your whole identity, sometimes you're like, man, let's just go chill out. Let's just hang out, man. It's just something about being around, you know, people that look like me. It's just, you know, there's certain things that I can talk about, certain conversations that I can have in this group of people, right? So it's just a different audience. But when you make that your entire identity, where you've made everybody else, literally everybody else in any other circumstance, the opposition, then you've gone the wrong way. And this is what a girl's girl is doing in so many words, making anybody else, everybody else in any situation, the op. And so when you figure out that, oh, it just takes one time for me to do something that everybody else disagrees with, or this one girl disagrees with, then she's going to attempt to turn the entire group against me, because that's how women work, is they're social. So I have to have the whole entire group on my side. No, you don't. You didn't even have to go there. It could have been an issue between you and her. Y'all could have solved it and continued being quote unquote girls. But because these modern women they're power hungry. Their self-esteem is low. They need their validation. They need the attention. They get it from men, and then they got to get it from their girls. They decide, I've got to turn everybody against you so I can be the queen bee. Once again, that main character energy comes from a lot of modern women, or they walk around with a lot of this main character energy. That's why you're feeling like that.
The below average women always want an above average man. Like, you hear women all the time saying how, I wish I would date an average man. What's wrong with the average man? You're not even an average woman. You are below average. So who are you to say that you deserve an above average man? You don't deserve an average man. What's wrong with average? Majority of the population are living average lives, average people. Women spend too much time chasing men who don't want them, who ain't gonna even give them a time of day to seriously be with them. And they always chase them. But the men who they could have, who are willing to love them, be with them, they give a hard time. They don't want them, because you are living a very unrealistic lifestyle, an unrealistic mindset about what you deserve, because you don't deserve anything. You only deserve what you earn. And I'm not just talking about average, below average in a sense for women, in the sense of like what you have, but just how you look, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself. The men that you want, you don't meet that qualification. So how about we stop demanding something that we can't have and focus on what you can? That could really change your life and open more doors for you and have more options, but your options are so small because you are reaching for something that you will never obtain.
Somebody in the comments said, chicks be mid at best, built like Majin Buu, got kids from a lot of men and got no money, yet want men who did right in life. Most want what they can't even give as well. That was a woman that said that, right? Somebody else said, speak on it, straight facts. Straight facts, and that's exactly right. These modern women have been told by society, sometimes even by their family, by their parents, this is what you can have, don't expect anything less. And when they end up with nothing, which is actually less, then people try to spin it and make it into more. It's not more, it's less. You were shooting for something that you didn't get. Shoot for the moon, end up on the stars, or whatever it is. Shoot for the stars, end up on the moon. You didn't even get there. You're not even there, right? You're still on Earth. You're still trying to launch. You're still just trying to shoot. You're still just trying to get up there. You're not there. You're not even in the sky. You're down on the earth. As a matter of fact, you've dug yourself a grave. And this is what modern women go through every day because they refuse to take a step forward and realize what she's saying here in this video.
Would you pick me in a room full of women?
A room full of women?
Yeah.
Why am I in the room?
Well, I don't know. Why are you in the room? Why'd you go in the room?
Because you told me to go in the room.
I don't recall telling you to go into any room. I just asked.
You just asked if I was in the room with full of women.
How do you even know you're in the room? You could be on one of those two-way glasses.
You just
and
asked
you
me
could
a
be
question.
looking through the room. But now, all of a sudden, you're in the room.
Because you.
And you inserted yourself. I didn't even think about that.
Yes, I would pick you. Is that the right answer?
Not anymore. It would have been if you wouldn't have asked, well, why am I in the room? I don't know. I have no idea.
So why did
that wasn't. I didn't think about that. And now I'm thinking about it. Now I'm upset. Because why are you in the room?
You tell me.
You know what? If it was a room full of guys, I'm not going in there, okay? But you're suddenly in the room full of women?
Modern women playing games. You're going to cause a lot of strife in your relationship with this foolishness.
Most men are so simple, so the way that you treat him will always matter more than what you think you're bringing to the table, whether that be your finances, your education, your cooking or cleaning skills. None of that can compare to treating that man right. So you can lose your man to a woman with no job, no education, no cooking or cleaning skills because she's got listening skills. She knows how to speak to him kindly, softly. She initiates the sex. She shows him he is desired, and she uplifts that man on a daily basis without him asking. You understand? Why wouldn't he choose her?
Honestly, I feel like most modern women should understand this, being that it's something that they want. They want a man, they say, past all the money, the cars, the clothes. They want a man that listens to them and sees them for who they are and sees their uniqueness and appreciates it. That's what they be saying. But all of a sudden, when it's reverse and a man is saying, man, you just see me as a wallet. Man, you just see me as somebody that can only pay your bills and that's it. I get that. That's an extension of who I am to you, and you really, really appreciate that. But that's what it should be. It's just like an extension of it. You don't really love me for me. I get maybe that's what attracted you to me, but that's the only thing that's keeping you here. Whereas I love you for you. Beauty attracted me, but I love you more and more each day for who you are. But you still in the beginning stages of what it is. If I lose my job tomorrow, I know you leaving. If I come up on hard times or something, I know you're not going to be there for me. I know you're just going to up and leave. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. And like I said, it seems like modern women should understand this because they're looking for a man to look past their physical and want them for who they are while paying the bills.
Oh, I thought we didn't want men to approach us. I thought we didn't want men to talk to us. I thought we wanted to be treated as equals. Do we expect a woman to give up her seat when she sees a man carrying his child? No? And I hate how it's always brought up, oh, men used to do this for us. But we conveniently forget all the things that women used to do for men. Are we going to start holding ourselves back to that same old standard? Because it has to go both ways. We can't just expect men to do all these things for us if we're not willing to do things back. And why do you think that some man that doesn't even know you should be giving up his seat? He owes you that seat. He doesn't even know you. He also doesn't know if he's going to be randomly accused of something because he said something to you. We realize we set this up. We caused this. But of course, we live in a world where men are just magically blamed for it. So if you don't like this, work on changing it. Call out your fellow women who are doing things that you don't like.
Exactly. They'd be sitting up there saying a whole bunch of foolishness until their feet start hurting. And now all of a sudden, chivalry is dead. Where did it go? What happened to it? Why are these men not being nice to me? I could really use a seat right now. Well, that's too bad. Me too. That's why I'm sitting here.
Unpopular opinion, most men are not bad communicators, but a lot of women are conversation bullies. You have decided prior to speaking to your man what happened, how it happened, when it happened, where it happened, and who it happened with, long before he's had a chance to even give his side of the story. Now, whenever you come to speak to him and he's trying to talk to you, you continue to cut him off. You continue to interrupt him. And now he's just sitting there going, okay, whatever. And he lets you think whatever you want to think. And he apologizes just to end the argument and end the conversation. And y'all don't get to the bottom of anything. Now your new thing is, I don't understand why he doesn't speak to me or tell me anything, because baby, you don't allow him to. You have now made him feel emotionally unsafe. So why would he come to you and speak to you about anything? Because you are a conversation bully, baby.
That's pretty much it. Modern women aren't really worried about getting to the truth. They're just worried about validating what they think happened from their perspective. And so when a man doesn't talk to them or he quits talking to them, they wonder why he quits being the quote unquote effective communicator that they want and why he's not emotionally vulnerable as they're expecting. It's because you're a trash communicator and you're stomping all over his emotions.
Today is my 3-year wedding anniversary. This has been hands down the most depressing, miserable, horrible 3 years of my life. I've never hated another person more than I hate the person that I married. I run my ass off and I do everything for everybody in my life. He goes to work. Yeah, his job's hard. Yeah, his hours suck. He works. That is all he does. I am 30 years old and I'm literally begging for the bare minimum every single day. Yeah, I don't work. But the amount of weight I carry, I can tell you why I've stayed. Money. It's that simple. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And yeah, I know I can leave because trust me, I am leaving. But people can't just walk out and leave one day when you have kids and 12 years of life wrapped up together. You can't just walk away with nothing. In sickness and health, better or worse, like, no. You gotta have a plan.
A few moments later.
My husband left the night that I posted that original video.
Already broken. Well, you sound like a miserable person. So any man spending any time with you has got to be in a state of misery.
You really want to know what turns a man on, and it's so simple. Initiation. Because he loves a confident woman that also desires him just like her. Trust me.
That's such a novel concept to modern women because they expect the man to do everything. But God forbid the man should request that she act like she's remotely interested in him. All of a sudden he's sassy. I need a man that's confident in his strength. Wait a minute. I am. I just would like you to return the favor sometime. Sassy. I hate it. Got to pick another man.
I'm going to be aggressive because nobody wants to hear this. Because what you want me to say today is actually being a single mother is totally possible. It actually isn't. It was never meant to happen for the human race, number one. Number two, single biggest determiner of whether a mother is a good mother. What do you think it is? This is going to blow your mind when I tell you the answer. Whether they have a supportive partner. The major argument for good dads is actually, can the dad be there for the mom? Because it's like a direct chain is what we see. What you see is that if you've got a father figure, basically, who's supportive to the mother's energy goes towards the children. But the second that she doesn't have that supportive energy, she collapses, is what happens. And then the kids get starved. And we're not actually supposed to be living in a single family household, so it's supposed to be a lot more support towards mom than just dad. but I'm going with standard societal structure. You are a victim of a society that was never meant to work this way.
Yeah, man, they got to have your attention at all times. They got to have your attention at all times.